Welcome back everyone. This is GTA Failer. In our last video we did Rigged to Blow. In this video we do the penultimate de-ice mission. It's called Bullion Run. Just one correction in the subtitles here. He's going to talk about the word drop-offs, and I don't know if it should be one word or two or maybe hyphenated, but I know when it's plural you definitely don't want to put an apostrophe in there. I know you come for the GTA failing, but you stay for the grammar lessons. So the premise here is we need to collect and drop off 30 pieces of gold bullion. There it is, regular drop-offs with an apostrophe S. There is a 6-minute timer for collecting and depositing these 30 gold pieces, and it doesn't begin until you get into a car. So you'll see it come on as soon as we hop into this taxi. And the timer counts the time it takes for you to drive over to the gold locations in Pike Creek. I'm going to cut this uneventful drive and we'll just skip right to where we are near the gold. I ended up switching cars to something that's a little faster than the taxi. And you have to pick up 30, but you don't need to pick them all up in one shot. Let's see, remember when the vehicle becomes too heavy, go to the garage. Go to is 2 words. It's 2 words, Rockstar. I know that in computer programming there's a single word command that is called go to, so maybe that's what the programmers had in mind, but it's definitely 2 words in this context. So you don't need to drop them off all 30 in one run, and that's good because every time you pick up a piece of gold, as Di said, your car gets heavier and the acceleration gets worse and the car becomes harder to handle. Also, every time you pick up 5 gold pieces, you get you get 1 star added to your wanted level, but the stars are all cleared as soon as you drop off any number of pieces of gold. So that's 19. I think I'm going to cut to the end of this run, and I am going to intentionally get 29 just to show you that you fail with 29. It's got to be 30, not 29. And also note that it says you need some wheels for this job. Everything here is fine. Explosions, 44 health, 4 stars, all good, all good. Um, I tried to pick up 1 piece of gold in the last clip. Ouchies. While I was on foot, and it didn't work. So you have to be in a car for sure. So anyway, so here's the fail message you get when you run out of time and you haven't collected at least 30. Okay, here I started the mission with 2 wanted stars and I collected no gold, but the garage is still going to clear my wanted level, so I thought that was interesting. Then I'm going to go pick up 1 gold, and then you'll see me push my taxi into the garage. I'll also say that when you pass this mission, you get 25,000 bucks and you unlock the last de-ice mission. It's called Rumble. That's what we'll do next video. I don't know why I got out here. I think I was planning on getting a 6-star wanted level and decided to instead go up on the roof where it was safer for me. So first we're going to push this taxi in. I wanted to see if the garage would give me credit for my 1 gold if I wasn't in the taxi. And the answer is going to be nope. But the garage door will stay open and it will save my taxi until I come back and hop in. All right, so now what I'm going to do is another cut and a little bit of destruction for science. And once I get a 6-star wanted level up here on the roof, I'll come back down and see what happens when I walk into that garage. So we made frequent use of our plentiful supply of ammo here, mostly rockets, a couple of grenades when there were folks just over the edge of the roof here that I couldn't reach with a grenade. All right, so I think that helicopter is going to give me my desired 6-star wanted level. And now it's time to see what that garage will do. Does it reduce the wanted level by 1, or does it get rid of your entire wanted level? The first thing I noticed was a surprise, and that's that as soon as I walk into the garage, the wanted level will clear. I assumed I'd have to be in a vehicle for the wanted level to clear, but check it out, just disappears. As far as I know, this is the only way to decrease a wanted level on foot other than bribe stars. Like if you're going into a pay and spray or a garage where the wanted level disappears, you got to be in a vehicle. Okay, so one challenge I set for myself was to try to collect all 30 pieces of gold in 1 run. And so I knew I needed a heavy vehicle. I thought, hey, we've got this real fancy, unique color limo or stretch in our garage. We picked this up way back when. I think it was all the way back in Salvatore called a meeting where we had to get into the, glitch into the back of Joey's garage by hopping onto a line runner. So big cut there, but in any event, this is still first trip. You can see I've collected no gold. I am plodding along because I'm loaded down with at least 30. It might be a little bit more than 30. And just slipping and sliding. I don't know why I insisted on going around this pillar. I probably should have just gone straight in. Oh, I think I was aiming at the wrong garage. Never mind. And mission passed on one attempt. Awesome. Notice that the cops give up near the pillars, even though you still have a wanted level. They don't take you all. They don't follow you all the way to the garage. Okay, so here we go. Fun with tanks. My challenge for this mission to sort of plus the experience was to see if I could collect every piece of gold bullion and then pass the mission. So I've dropped off 23, and now I'm going to go around and fast forward here and pick up the rest, every single piece of gold bullion. And I don't want to bring them in a little bit at a time because I'll pass the mission as soon as I have at least 30. And I've got way more than 30 as soon as I go back in the garage. So we're just collecting everything, and I know it's in like quadruple speed here. The tank is super slow, especially once it's got, like 40 gold pieces in it. Things are going to get a little bit spicy near the end with a 6-star wanted level and other tanks on the map. But I am going to make one final pass, one final loop where I demonstrate that I have collected all the pieces of gold bullion, just so you can see, because it's hard to follow what I've done and what I haven't done. So I think there's still a few pieces on this road to my right. Okay, so now the rest is going to be in regular speed. So these are the last few pieces right here. Just looking to the side to make sure there's no cops ready to pull me out of my tank. Super slow. All right, so nothing on this road, nothing straight ahead on the continuation of that road, and then here's where the rest of the gold pieces would be. So this is all of them collected, and then 23 deposited so far, and then I'll bring the rest of these things into the garage, and that will be mission pass with all of the gold collected. So after I succeeded on this challenge, which took me a couple of attempts, I was ready to be done with this video, but it dawned on me that I have one recently acquired vehicle that I should try to use on this mission. I didn't even know whether or not the bullion would spawn while I was in the RC car, but as soon as I saw up ahead those gold pieces, I said, oh, this is going to be easy. But it turns out this challenge took me 1 hour, 45 minutes. Look at how much slower this RC car goes with just a single piece of bullion, which makes sense, right? It's the lightest vehicle in the game. And so it's super, super slow. The acceleration is way bad. And every time I get busted, the game crashes because that's how it works. Here, I accidentally crashed the game twice from getting in the side, like opening the door. Here, we're going to get in the right way, which is to glitch into it. But then I landed on my head, and I don't have my helmet on, and the car catches fire. Here's a different attempt on the head. Well, at least my fall was cushioned by this deceased officer here. Okay, so because I'm going so slow and I didn't realize that the danger of being pulled over, I had a lot of game crashes. There's another one. And here, going downhill, I thought I was safe, but my officer said, nope, you stop right there. Here in quadruple speed, you see that I don't have enough power to get up even this very slight incline when I have some gold on board. You'll also see me pulled over by a Colombian cartel member. That was insult to injury, game crash. Here, I wasn't able to make it up onto the sidewalk, just this little tiny lip, because I'm just so weighted down, and the RC car has so little power. My goodness, my goodness. And again, busted, so game crash. Next one, you'll see that I am too heavy to steer into that garage courtyard, and I was drifting so much here, I felt like I was playing Mario Kart instead of GTA 3. As soon as I end up down this hill, it's over. I never once made it back up from down there. I can't tell if I should be steering forwards or backwards or what. I'm just like sliding and drifting the entire time. Holy cow. Okay, here I got 14 and then ran out of time and realized that I wasn't even close to 30 with my current strategy. So off mission, I decided to take this vehicle into the pay and spray just to see what would happen, and it will accept the vehicle, and it doesn't change the color, but it says the respray is complimentary. I decided to permanently relocate my RC car to like right in the middle of where all the gold spawns, but I wanted to make sure I left it on the uphill side of the gold, the steepest hill. And so I'm gonna run back to the safe house and then save the game. And then the way that I was going to save time is that I needed to do the run. Like when I start the mission, I wouldn't get in a car and drive over to Pike Creek because the 6 minute timer starts as soon as you get into any vehicle. And so here I'm showing you the run at quadruple speed over to Pike Creek, but actually I used the in-game cheat to play it in double speed, and so this is really like Claude running at 8 speed. Took about 1 minute in real time to do this run at double speed. So now it's serious time, and I had to think carefully about how many trips to the garage I thought I had time to make, and how many pieces of gold I thought I could carry without losing control of the RC car. Sometimes I could control the car with 8 pieces of gold on board. Other times I've lost control when I had only 5 pieces of gold. Picking good lines was really important. Avoiding curbs and light poles and vehicles became really important. And I also had to learn how to control my skids. So here you can see I'm getting a lot closer to a successful run of 30 gold dropped off. I only need 4 more, and they are now all on board, I think, once I pick up this one right here, but I just didn't have enough time. I was probably about 15 seconds short of actually passing in this case and getting into the garage and stopping. Yeah, that was my best effort so far. In this next clip, you can see I need 5, so I'm going to show you me picking up 5 very carefully. It was a bad decision to try to go up on the curb. I should have stayed on the flat road. The RC car oftentimes has trouble getting on the curb when it's weighted down. And now just kind of using the gradual slants of the different streets here on Pike Creek. And so I've got 5 pieces of gold on board. All I need to do is get into the garage and stop. Gang, we're right there. We're right there. Mission fail. Are you kidding? I had it. I had it. Okay, here's another opportunity where I flipped my car. So I got to do that long run again. Here I had 6 pieces of gold on board. I knew I didn't have enough time, so I was rushing, and I just ended up, sliding all out of control, skidding down this hill. Yeah, and I didn't want to get busted there, so I would restart. I did get busted there. Um, and this next one, again, going too fast down this hill, and I'm trying to turn into the garage, but not even close. I never made it back up this slight incline right here once I was down the hill. Not once could I get back up. You'll see I come to a stop, and I'm trying to go forward, and I'm not. Okay, so here is my final attempt at the RC car challenge. I'm going to show you the entire run, just to kind of remind you, like, this is what I did for each attempt. But this is in quadruple speed, and I was running in double speed in the game with the cheat code. So this is another 8 speed run, and then I'll play it in regular speed once I get close to my RC car. So this was my best run. Things got pretty spicy near the end of this attempt as the cops politely told me that RC cars aren't street legal in Liberty City, and we had a cordial discourse about that law. Okay, so while we're checking out my best attempt at this mission, I thought I could read a little bit about the Southside Hoods. So reading from the wiki, the Southside Hoods, made up of 2 subdivisions, the Purple Nines and the Red Jacks, are a set of prominent African American gangs in Shoreside Vale. The gangs exist in Liberty City Stories and GTA Advance and GTA 3. I'll read a little bit from the Liberty City Stories history. So again, Liberty City Stories is set in 1998. The Southside Hoods are assisted by the Leone family in taking Wichita Gardens as their turf and driving out the Forelli family. At this point in time, both gangs were allied and acted as a single gang. Then there's a bunch of stuff in the wiki about the history of the Southside Hoods in GTA Advance, which I won't read. But from GTA 3, we helped D-Ice start a war between his Red Jacks and the Purple Nines. That was my first drop off there with 5. So I settled on essentially like 5s and 6s and 7s and occasionally an 8 based on the positioning of the gold, the positioning of the like inclines of the roads, and which gold was up on a curb and which was on the flat road. But I never went higher than 8, and oftentimes 8 was too much. So hoping to make a total of 5 trips. So in theory, I just need to do 6 every trip if I'm doing 5 trips, but sometimes it was hard to get exactly 6. I just sort of took what was there naturally and tried not to leave my line too much. Okay, so reading from the wiki, curiously, the Red Jacks and Purple Nines never attack each other on the streets here in GTA 3, and will even assist each other if one is wounded or in battle, pertaining to all gang member characters being modeled after Southside Hoods. To cover up the error in the plot, D-Ice warns Claude, this was from the mission Uzi Money, where we had to shoot a bunch of Purple Jacks, but the Red Nines would fight back as well. D-Ice warns Claude that if he shoots at 9, some Red Jacks would assume that they were under fire and they would shoot at him as well. Let's see. So it says Southside Hoods have 4 favorite radio stations. I guess these are the stations that play when you steal one of the Hoods Rumpo XL vans. It says the radio stations are Game Radio, MSX FM, KJA, and Rise FM. That's in GTA 3. However, in Liberty City Stories, due to a bug, their favorite radio station is determined by the player's favorite radio station. Okay, and of course, this is the gang that the Purple Nines are the gang that don't show up when you have the Purple Nines glitch. It's actually the very next mission that we're going to do in this series that creates the Purple Nine glitch. That's Rumble. And on the wiki, there's a bunch of information about how to fix the Purple Nines glitch on PS2 and on PS3 and on iOS and on PC. And I put a link to that description of all the ways to fix in the description to the YouTube video number 2 in this series. So go check it out if you want tips on how to fix this glitch. Okay, so best pace I've ever been on here. I just made our 3rd drop off. I guess we dropped off 7 on that one. So we've done a 5, a 6, and a 7 so far. So I just need 2 5s. And I'm counting very carefully what's where. So I see this one and then 2 more ahead of me here. Again, just trying to be very careful about how I interact with hills and trying to preserve my momentum for getting over that lip onto the sidewalk right here in front of the garage courtyard. So the Southside Hoods are featured in 3 missions in GTA 3. It's true that D-Ice gives us 5 missions, but only 3 of them really have to do with the Southside Hoods. So like this one doesn't have anything to do with the Southside Hoods, but Uzi Money did. That was again where we had to shoot 20 Purple Nines in a time limit. Toyminator, where we had to blow up the Purple Nines Secura cars with this RC car. And then the next mission in this video series is Rumble, where we will interact with the Purple Nines again. Okay, we got 5 left. I have no doubts that I have time to do it. I started to choke there going up onto the curb. I still hadn't learned my lesson. I should just take anything that's over here on the flat road. And is that 5? I wasn't keeping track. All right, but now I've got police attention. I'm running into like a light pole here, barely able to move. But I'm going to get pulled over and busted if I don't shoot this guy. So that means I gotta get a 2-star wanted level, which is not what I wanted. And now we're just looking left and right all the time, and I'm trying to go super slow down this hill because if I skid too much and I end up going past this intersection here, it's game over. I think I got quite lucky getting sort of bounced over there to the left by that curb. And I knew I couldn't make it up on the curb from that angle with that speed, so we take a wide turn. Again, constantly looking left and right. And, oh, officer, please. And we've got so many cars here. Oh my goodness, and I have to kill more of them. So now we've got a 3-star wanted level. I couldn't make it up on the curb. More officers are dead. Oh, civilian, sorry, sir. I'm doing a really important challenge. Get up there. All right, and at this point, I was happy. I knew I had it, but not by much. My goodness, I think I finished with like 19 seconds left. The Southside Hoods are in 1 mission, featured in 1 mission in GTA Advance, and also 1 in Liberty City Story. And there you go, everything you wanted to know about the Southside Hoods. Right, okay, mission passed, RC challenge passed, awesome, awesome, awesome. So in the rest of this video, we're just going to head back and fast forward. I need to get out of my vehicle, but I can't just hop out because the game will crash and I want to save my game, and I can't save my game while I'm in a vehicle. So what I need to do is drive myself under like the hood of a car and then get out and that's how we glitch our way out of this vehicle. So I can't store my vehicle in the parking space anymore. I'm going to store it right here on this road, right in front of our safe house. So it'll be there next time we play. And then I'm just heading down to the mission start marker to prepare for our next video, which will be the last de-ice mission in the game. And I think we'll just save a couple of times and call this one done. So yeah, it was an interesting challenge. The RC challenge was a lot tougher than I expected it to be, but we got there in the end. Thank you so much for watching, and see you real soon.